Kenyans are furious yet again. This is Eve Media Kenya. Why? Many people are just furious because the government went ahead and took this particular initiative of giving Adani International Airport, giving them to land and other 14 airstrips and airports. It is quite a disheartening moment just seeing our own very best, very good airports being given to this particular Indian firm to land them. It's quite a hard situation even to believe. You know what? We are going to discuss on what inspired this. My good name is Anthony Jenga, and this is Eve Media Kenya, the #1 online TV. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It is quite a worrying situation just figuring out that our own president is a shareholder in that particular company by the name Adani Airports or Adani International Airports. So this particular company's business is just to land airports, and what they have just taken is taking the initiative of putting our own airport at least. There are before several months ago, there was this particular situation where they fired the CEO, the director of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. I'm talking about they also fired the CEO of Kenya Airways, and it was termed as a very bad decision, but it was mixed with politics. People saying that particular guy was not working. And this had occurred after this particular dark side. The airport experienced darkness. Not only darkness, remember, this is an international airport. When it is going to experience darkness, it is shame, and it is going to put our business side, all our put our name into shame. So on this particular day, definitely this is what happened on that particular day. Okay, the airport was being run in a normal way before this particular government got into power. But because they had another agenda of selling an airport, they started to make it look like the airport is failing. They start, making bad figures about this company, saying it is not making profit, which is totally opposite. They started saying it is failing. They have started exposing the fake roofs that the airport, it is leaning, which are hereby many people condemn the minister of that is transport, because it was his work to make the airport look good. But when he saw that particular post being put out by Larry Madowo or the airport, how it is leaking, that particular minister went out chest thumping. I'm talking about CS Kipchumba Murkomen went out chest thumping, saying that it is not correct for you to criticize or say this because this is false news. And it was there in a video. So I was just wondering, how is it false news when it is being watched by different Kenyans out there? So we have terrible ministers. So because they wanted to just drop out this and fire this particular directors, they did this particular thing. They made the generator not to be working at that particular day, and the electricity blackout went the whole country. I'm talking about widespread. The whole country was in total darkness because the electricity had failed. And in the airport, we tend to have backup generators, big generators. I'm talking about diesel generators, which they are so automatic that you cannot even realize that the electricity had already disappeared. So this is what happened. The airport was in total darkness, so operations was a problem. But later they made up, and generator was fine. So early in the morning, the other particular day, we saw this particular CS, I'm talking about Kipchumba Murkomen, walking chest thumping, saying, "I'm going to fire you because you have not worked." And I was just wondering, oh damn, so you are a saint. You definitely waited for this particular small moment for you to fire this whole director and fire all these particular people who worked in those upper levels in Kenya Airs and Kenya Airports. And you took that particular initiative. Okay, have you solved the problem? Okay, he tends to have, done that. 2 weeks later, another blackout happened in the whole country. Jkia was in that particular same mess. The director at that particular time was not fired. Look at it. I tend to say that there is a lot of nepotism in this particular country. You just want to remove other particular guys and put your own guys in those particular spots. That is not what we call loyalty. It is actually nepotism, which is totally bad in this particular country. And this is happening because someone want to sell this particular airport in the end, so they don't want these particular secrets to just disappear and to be whispered in the corridors of gossip. It was totally a bad, definitely, I can't tell you, it was a definitely bad situation. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what now triggered Kenyans people, that we have been seeing this happening each and every time you want to sell companies out there. So they started to market and saying that they are going to sell KICC. I'm talking about Kenya International Conventional. It is conventional what? See, I don't remember the other C what it means. Or conferences. It is Kenya International Conventional Conferences. The most smartest, the best have a design that people tend to say it came from a donkey's, Yeah, for those people who definitely know about it, just you have to do your research. Go and ask for the KICC building and you will definitely see how it looks, tall, black, and there is another small one that is sharp pointed there below. Do you know that that sharp pointed was meant to be put on top of KICC, but it could not work at that particular time? So you can do your research and know it definitely looks exactly like a donkey's what. Okay. That is up to you for you to decide about it. I'm not going to put myself into a mess. So we later saw that, but people boycotted and said it is not going anywhere. So it failed totally. So now we are seeing the president now coming out saying that we are going to sell the Kenya Pipeline Company, which is reliable, or which is used to supply oil, the petroleum in the whole country. I'm talking about oil, crude oil, especially from Mombasa port or Mombasa oil refinery to Nairobi, from Nairobi to Nakuru, from Nakuru to Eldoret. That happens each and every time. So they wanted to sell that particular pipeline company to another Dubai investors, but people definitely boycotted because the people who are buying this particular company were connected deeply with our President William Samoei Ruto. So we could definitely say that he was the guy to buy that particular whole company, which is, it is still pathetic seeing our own president want to buy states, states owned buildings, states owned, property, just to benefit himself, stamming them that they are not making money, they are making losses. But he has that particular plan of making Kenya like his own, which we definitely not going to allow. Looking at this particular other matter where our president just looks and makes out different narratives and just make you to believe that this is happening or this is happening, which is totally opposite of what is ailing our country. And this is definitely ailing our company, all our country. Definitely sorry for that. I tend to say that Kenya is being run very, very bad. When you look at the matters deeply, our president is not ready to lead this particular country. When you look at our international airports, I can't believe, because now they are going to overcharge us. Do you know what it means for you to give out your most best companies or your best airports company to other investors, to be run by private investors, it means that that particular country is powerless, because a lot of things will be changed about those particular companies. And when we come to Kenya Airways, I'm talking about 5 years or 5 years back, it is one of the most performing airways in Africa. It was making profit after profit. Just imagine, when you had someone is working at Kenya Airways, you are just respecting them for nothing but for excellence, because someone associated with that particular company, he was a guru. We used to see them like a genius. Oh damn, you understand the business side better. But as days continues to go, directors are being changed. COVID happened. Now comes the disaster. From COVID-19 till now, the company has been making losses after losses, no turnovers, zero. It was so bad that people also gave up with this particular company, because it was not wise to continue being the toppest and dopest brand here in Africa, because people recognized it as one of the leading brands here in Kenya. Of course, people loved Kenya Airways, and each and every time they could travel to outside, they were being said, we want to enter Kenya Airways, we want to travel with it to other particular countries, because even its own services were very good, were very dope. The food was nice, the journey was one of a kind, and the experience, definitely I can say it was definitely amazing. So the other day, Ruto now decided, I'm talking about our old president, decided that, what, I'm going to sell this particular property. It is going to be managed by these particular Indians, which is a very, very bad idea. How dare you take our beloved company, give it to, it is not giving it to Indian people just to manage for us. That is making us look like we don't know what is happening. We can be able to do this particular business better. But when you do one thing, when you put politics aside and let the directors of that particular company work without being interfered, also, you are not responsible to make some of these particular rules of airports, saying that this should not be done. No, that is killing our local businesses here in Kenya. Like now, airlifting has become so expensive, and then you are going to give this particular Indian company, which will going to be overcharging us terribly. You see, which is a terrible idea. If, Mr. President, you are not able to do any particular task, let us give you this particular message. Just do the necessary. Resign. Just resign. Nobody will take that other particular initiative was saying that you fail or you fail. But right now, at the place that we are heading, you are totally failing. You are not working your best. You are just out there loitering, moving from one country to another, saying that I'm creating job opportunities. So you are creating job opportunities by traveling around. Which jobs have you ever delivered since you were elected? Mr. President, jobs are not being done in that particular way. Jobs are being done by staying at home, working on projects, hence creating employment. Just imagine if we are launching a lot of dams, a lot of roads, constructions, a lot of hospitals, construction. Guess what large number could benefit from those all projects? Let me try and make you understand better. Infrastructures definitely creates a lot of employment. So when you are thinking after affordable houses, just taxing us, and not taxing us just more coins, you are taxing us heavily, which is a very bad thing, and I don't like it. I usually talk about this. I don't like it that you are overtaxing us and no one is talking about it. It is not fair. It is not fair at all, and you know about it, but you are just keeping quiet about it. It is not good at all. So ladies and gentlemen, let us not be able to be fooled again, because each and every particular time we are being fooled and taken for granted, like, you know what, you are saying this and this because it is not making a lot of profit. A lot of profit? When these particular companies are making huge amount of money, then our president goes to this particular and disgraces us by taking another, airplane to visit America, which is one of a terrible disaster. Look at this particular thing. You have the attention of the whole world. The whole world is watching you, but you are taking that, a very poor decision of not branding and marketing Kenya Airways outside, and you are arriving in other people's plane. If you are so serious about it, it doesn't matter how much money it will take you, definitely, for you to fly an airplane from Kenya to America, even if you are going to have 100 stopovers. But the important matter is you will be landing with a plane branded Kenya Airways, and that will terribly make our country proud. Even if you lose 1 billion, we don't take care. We don't care about that. The better thing, or the better side, is you are going to land with a Kenya Airways plane. That will definitely be one of the most amazing. Look at it. When you are going to visit China, you just behaved like a man. You went out with Kenya Airways plane, so even the whole world was watching. The president is now using common sense. Look at this. He is arriving in his own plane from Kenya. Kenya ni nyumbani. Kenya is, it was definitely amazing seeing that. But on the American, it doesn't have. Then that's where this particular narrative is being controlled and being given to Adani International Airports to just come in our country, to just start managing these particular companies, to learn Jomo Kenyatta International Airports, and all in total there are 14 airports and airstrips. So you can definitely try to imagine which are these particular airports. There are Wilson Airport, Jomo Kenyatta, there is Moi International Airport, there is Eldoret International Airport. There is different airports here and airstrips here in Kenya. I can't even remember all the airports or airstrips, but I definitely know they are from different areas, and they are going to be taken by Adani International. That's why people are out in the street and saying, no, this cannot happen in our Kenyan soil. We are not going to allow this. No matter what they do, no matter what they plan to do, we are not going to allow this particular company to take our own and just they are outside pretending like, what, we are working on it. It is making losses, it's making profit. Who cares about that? What we care is that the company belongs to us, and it is not about being managed by other people. Our president, you are failing totally, seriously failing, but no one is talking to you about this. But we are going to address you boldly in a day. We don't fear anything. You are not going to sell our airport. Let me tell you, you are not going to sell it, because we are going out in the streets and we will fight for our own airport. That's why the Generation Z or Gen Z are coming out to protect our own properties. Coming these particular days, you will be seeing dust, because Sims always sees dust, and that's it. And if I tell you, make sure you are aware about this. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like, subscribe and share, and definitely follow us at all our social media platforms. My good name is Anthony Jkia, and this is Eve Media Kenya, the #1 online TV. And remember, we are going to have several live streams coming this particular week. We'll be discussing live on what is happening to our country. Coming from next week, we had also done a pre-check of if our live stream will definitely work, and yesterday it was just amazing. It was just dope. and we saw it is definitely good, but people, you have to be turning up for us to have one-on-one conversation, for us to have a candid talk on what is happening. My good name is Jkia, and this is Eve Media Kenya. Once again, see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now. Take care. Peace.